Hi there, thanks for checking out Right Law Group's video page. Today I wanted to talk about a common question that I get, and it's, I've been charged with a DUI, how is this going to affect my life? We talk a lot in other videos about the criminal process, about the probation process, and the DMV side. I want to talk realistically about how it's going to affect you as a person while you're going through this process. So when you've got a DUI, it depends partially on if it was an alcohol offense or if it was a drug offense, but a lot of the same things apply. When you come before a judge, most judges are going to put what's called a pretrial or a condition of your bond, where they're going to say that you can't consume any alcohol, medical, or legal marijuana, and that you have to refrain from all drug use. Obviously, I mean, some of that is pretty standard, and you can't be doing illegal drugs anyway, but for the process of this, if you are on pretrial monitoring, so a lot of the times as a condition of bond, the district attorney is going to ask the judge to either put you on random UAs, which is urinary analysis, so like a pee test every couple of days, or they'll put a scram monitor on you. A scram monitor is something that it's like a watch that they put on you that monitors the alcohol coming out of your sweat, and it'll see whether you consume alcohol and you can't take it off. It's just like an ankle monitor. So if you're on any of those pretrial conditions, the judge in the court is going to be monitoring whether you consume alcohol. The other thing that could happen is on the DMV side, you may have to get an interlock device installed in your car. For other information on whether or not you have to get an interlock installed on your car, we have other videos talking about what level of BAC requires an interlock and that whole process. And if you have any questions, like always, feel free to give us a call or shoot us an email and we'll be happy to answer you. But I want to talk a little bit about kind of how this looks from a personal perspective. When you have a DUI, a lot of what's going to happen is behind the scenes. So your lawyer, as long as you hire a good one, should be taking care of everything for you and you don't have to worry a lot about it. The way I operate is if my clients want to read through all the police reports and read through the discovery, I'll work with them. We can either read through it together, I'll send it to you. We have a secure portal that you can access that information. It's got the same encryption as a bank encryption app. So you can go over it all that way. But everything else, the filing of motions, going to court, handling everything, your attorney handles all that for you. The way it affects your life is if you're on the pretrial monitoring and you're not allowed to drink, you're going to have to be very careful. You don't want to have any hot UAs or anything coming up where the judge is going to think that they have to revoke your bond and put you back in jail. Usually you're not going to jail on a DUI, but if you have any revocation of your bond, the judge can put you in jail for that. The other thing is if you have an interlock device, then you have to be prepared for it. It's going to cost quite a bit of money to get it installed. Usually it's around $600. And then you've got this thing in your car where you have to blow into it. It's random, but it's usually every 5 to 20 minutes to keep your car running. So it does cause kind of a hassle in your life. With everything going on, a lot of people get concerned that this is the end, that this is the absolute end of the road. They have a DUI, nothing's going to be the same again. What I tell all of my clients is, yeah, it's going to be tough. You got to go through this process. It's not going to be comfortable, but it's not the end of your life. There are so many people who have been through this process. I can tell you there have been cops, DAs, judges, other lawyers. It's something that people go through. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't mean that you're going to have your life completely ruined and you can't get a job like if you had something else going on more serious. It's a DUI, and we can handle it for you. The other thing is with DUIs, they don't always have to stay on your record. So, depending on the case, what happens with it, we may be able to get you what's called a deferred sentence, which means if you do everything the way that you're supposed to do it and go through the classes and treatment, then you could have it dismissed from your record if we get that. We could also get it lower so that your license isn't taken away, and there are a couple different things that we can do to make your life a lot more bearable during this process. The big thing is going to be you're going to have a lot of extra things to do if you have a DUI. So some people think, well, I get a DUI, I hire an attorney, and that's it. Not the way I operate. So if you come and you're one of my clients, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be doing a lot of work up front, which helps your case. So for reinstatement with the Department of Motor Vehicles, you are going to have level 2 education classes. So I get you started on that right away, get you going to those classes. They're usually once a week. And yeah, it takes time, and you're going to have to do community service. If you have any plea bargain with the DA, I always advise my clients to get that done early because that gives you one thing that makes you even better in the eyes of the judge and the DA than the other people you're in court with. You're being proactive and taking care of things in advance. The other thing they're going to have you do if you take a plea is you're going to have to do what's called a victim impact panel. It's Mothers Against Drunk Driving. It's a 2-hour class or seminar that they have everyone who has a DUI go to. You'll have to get that done at some point in time. And then you're going to have these court dates. So you'll have a couple of different pretrial conferences that you'll have to go to with your attorney. A few of them we can go for you and you don't have to worry about it. But for the majority of the time, you're going to have to take time off work to come to court, sit there, be prepared to be there for an hour or two, and then go on. You're going to have your classes that you're doing. You may have that interlock device in your car, and you may have other things going on like community service that you have to do. You're going to have a lot going on. You're going to have a lot of different things that you have to do, and it's not going to be easy, I won't lie. It is something that's doable, though, and people get through it all the time. The good thing here in Colorado Springs is we now have Uber around, and I've known a couple of people who have actually talked with Uber drivers and set up just a program so that the Uber driver comes and picks them up and takes them to work and back and forth, and it's workable. So a DUI is not the end of the line for you. You don't have to worry about it being the end of everything. It is manageable and we can get you through it. Just know it's going to take a lot of work on your part. If you have any questions about the specifics, or if you're going through something, or your family or friends are going through this kind of situation and you want a little bit more information on kind of what this looks like, feel free to contact us. You can always reach us on Facebook, on our website, or give us a call. And I'm happy to help you out in any way I can.